So we are here with Brad Rempel from High Valley because if you don't know, new EP, Small Town Something out this Friday, February 2nd. Latest release, not yet, just a few weeks ago. My God, man, that song, you wrote a catchy song. It's been stuck in my head. It's one of those songs where, you put in a new album and you find that one song that gets stuck on repeat. That's my song right now. Good
Oh,
job.
thank you so much. That's awesome.
It is a banger. How's the reception been? Good?
So, you know what? It's so cool because nowadays you can just release so much music all the time. So I kind of need like on Friday once the whole thing comes out. We just dropped a teaser for a song called "Bye Boy Baseball" last night. Kind of get everybody to hear all of them and then see what their favorite is. But I don't really care if people have a favorite. I'd love for them to just like them all. That's fine by me.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Buy a Boy a Baseball because first of all, can you say that three times fast?
Yeah. Bye boy baseball, bye boy baseball, bye boy baseball. Yes, I can.
A boy, that is like because I was trying to get it right. I'm like, this is the next tongue twister, man. That is a very, very, very hard thing for me to say. But something I love about you specifically, you're a family man. You're always posting your family and how proud you are of them on the social medias. And I saw the video that you posted last night, I believe, of you and your boy
Yeah.
outside with the clip of Buy a Boy a Baseball. There it is.
Well
And
done.
and you called it one of the most real songs you've ever written. So out of curiosity, I'm wondering, are songs that are so, I guess, personal, do you find they're easier for you because it's like, oh, it's right from the heart, you write it down to the page, you're kind of good to go? Or when it gets so personal, do you have some sort of like hesitancy, I suppose, because it's like, oh God, people are gonna know this is about me. This is about my
You
family.
know what? I can tell you an absolute, just the legit story of how that song happened.
Yeah.
Me and Justin Ebach and John Knight, my buddy, got together at 9 o'clock in the morning because we're all dads and we're not like normal musicians who sleep in all day. So we said, let's start at 9. And we were done writing that song, I think an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes later.
Like
So
from start to finish?
from start to finish,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So I think we had already by 11 a.m. I think we were done recording it.
Oh,
So I grew up Mennonite, so I'm pretty. I didn't have radio and TV until later on in life. When we got TV, it was just CBC. When we moved to Nashville, every amount of technology was available for my kids. But my son's 15, and he just got a cell phone this year,
hmm.
kind of the last kid in North America to have a cell phone, I think. And we've just always been about football and basketball and baseball. And said, hey, I always told my kids, you can either be good at sports or you can be good at staring at a screen. You pick one, but you can't have both. And so thankfully, they're both really good at sports. And that's kind of what this song is about. Like, I don't know. I get kind of not sad or depressed isn't the right word, but maybe a little bit, honestly, just looking around at so many, you go for dinner and everybody's kids are just staring at a phone and you're like, do we realize what we're doing here? Like
Hmm.
buy your kids something more useful than something to rot their brain. I guess that's I'm not like running for prime minister or anything, but if I was, I'd probably
Vote for you.
say, buy your kid a baseball instead of a iPad next time.
Has the musical talent passed down to your kids too, or no?
No.
Any interest or no?
My youngest son is a massive Morgan Wallen fan. For Christmas, he got a Morgan Wallen hoodie, the same hat that Morgan always wears on stage, and the brand of iced tea that Morgan endorses.
Oh, that's funny.
It says like hand brewed by Morgan Wallen or something. I'm like, as if Morgan Wallen's sitting there just like stirring a bunch of iced tea, right? But anyway, so yeah, he's into it. My older son is just into rap and hip hop. Because they play so much basketball and football, the pump up music is not usually country.
Fair.
But yeah, they can't sing. They just yeah, they're a lot more athletic than I ever was, that's for sure. So they got that stuff.
And again, if anyone's just tuning in, we are joined with Brad from High Valley because their new EP, Small Town Something, is out this Friday. It's February 2nd. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is 14 years after the self-titled?
Um,
I read, okay,
sure.
I went on
I have
to,
no idea.
I went on there and it said 2010. So I'm just going to assume that's correct.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 2010. We did a bunch of albums before that that nobody should ever hear. We recorded our first record in '97. So,
Okay.
uh, uh, no, we started the band in '97, recorded our first record in '98. So I think High Valley's been together for 27 years
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so over those 27 years, let's say, what are some of the lessons learned? Like, if you could go back and it's like something that maybe you've applied from writing to recording. Like if you went, hey, 1997, Brad, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah, I would say 1997, Brad. How about you write for 13 years and then start recording? That's probably what I would say.
Oh, really? So you were just like pen on paper and then right to it, eh?
I mean, we have 13 years worth of horrible albums that I don't want anybody to
Come on.
ever hear.
Come on.
Yeah, dead serious. Like just the worst. Like you can't even understand how bad they were.
Not even like down the line, like for an anniversary. Like if you go 30
No,
years, you might, no? Okay. Okay.
not in a million years. Yeah.
All right, we'll get it up. Well, I'm gonna be hopeful. I'd like to hear that. I like you to go into the archive someday, like even if it's like 10 years from now. When once you're like
So
done,
just
like, you're
imagine a
retired
12
and
year
you're like,
old. Just imagine a 12-year-old version of me with an incredibly nasal Mennonite accent
oh,
singing songs.
I'm
There you
sold.
go.
I'm sold,
All right.
baby. I'm sold. Oh, you know what I was wondering? The new EP, Small Town Something, when was it? I don't know if you even know the exact date. When was it like completed, like mastered, mixed, and everything?
I'm gonna say in November.
Okay, so November. So over the last couple of months, do you ever like have you listened to it since?
Yeah, a lot. I've listened to it in every different vehicle just to hear how it sounds.
Okay.
Different speakers. Yeah.
I have a very quick question. Do you when you go back and listen to it, are you a nitpicker? Like do you nitpick things you've done where you're like, I wish I would have added bells and whistles,
Yeah.
maybe could have done this on the guitar, or is it just like, you know what, this is how it is, this is how we recorded it, and I love it.
What I do is I nitpick like crazy ahead of time,
Okay.
uh, and not after. So I used to be like that, where after the fact, I wish I would change it. Now I just make sure I change it ahead of time. And the other thing I try and do is listen like a listener and not like the artist, because
Right.
as a listener, you either love what the song is saying and how it feels, or you don't. Um, so if it doesn't sound good, doesn't feel good, you don't care about it, then we've already missed the mark. If
Right.
it does nothing for anybody. So I just try and turn my brain off, which is very hard to do because I'm always thinking and creating, but I try and turn my brain off and just listen like an actual listener. And that helps me to just enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, then I try and find that out ahead of time and say, let's not put that song on the record.
Well, we look forward to it, man. That's Small Town Something. New EP from High Valley coming out on Friday, February 2nd. So what comes after the EP release? You guys got a tour going on?
Yeah, we launched the tour on February 2nd, and we go from Fredericton, New Brunswick to Victoria, through Edmonton, through Saskatoon, Winnipeg, all the way to Toronto, across the whole country.
Awesome, man. Well, we look forward to all of that. Quickly, before I let you go, would you be so kind to answer? I went on air today and I mentioned, I was like, hey, I'm chatting with Brad from High Valley. If you have any questions,
Yeah.
shoot them my way. Just got two quick ones, two simple ones. This one is from Mary. Shout out to Mary. She asked, who is your favorite artist to open for? And one artist you'd love to open for you.
Oh, that's a good question. The favorite, we opened for Old Dominion for 3 months and all over the US. That's the runner up. I think my favorite was Tim McGraw because we did the Tim and Faith tour.
Oh, nice.
Um, only did like 3 cities with them. I think we were in Cincinnati and Grand Rapids, and can't remember where we all were. Either way, Tim has the most amazing gym backstage and the most amazing smoothie bar and healthy food options, and it's very tough to find that on the road. So if
Sorry,
I
did
could
you
tour somebody for the rest of my life, it'd be Tim McGraw.
sorry, did you say Tim had the most amazing gym or most amazing
Yeah,
gin?
Jim with
Oh,
a with an
gin.
M.
And
Yeah,
maybe gin too, eh?
yeah. No, he doesn't drink at all. So
Oh,
just the gym. Yeah, he's just jacked.
nice. The more you know. Well, actually, I think everyone knows that. You see the arms on that guy. I'm like, geez, man.
I
Um,
got to be. They did an HBO documentary about the tour, and I made it in the documentary during a workout session. So that's my
oh,
famous plan right there.
you worked out with Tim McGraw?
Yeah, every day.
Oh my Lord. How is it? This is a total sign. We're getting off topic here, but how intense is his workout? Like, were you able to keep up, or were you like, okay, Mr.
No,
McGraw?
I could keep up, but that's because my wife. My wife is more intense than Tim McGraw, so
Fair.
she could kill anybody in a gym. So after working out with my wife, working out with Tim McGraw was still hard, but it was definitely manageable.
And then we got one more question here from Robin, and it's kind of perfect because we were talking about 1997 High Valley that you don't want to talk about, but here we are. Robin asked, before High Valley, what were some of the previous band names, and did any of them almost stick?
Before High Valley, there was none. High Valley, I think I created when I was 5 years old or 8.
What?
So I didn't. The band didn't exist, but I had the name. I might have been 10. I don't know how old I was. I did a little fake radio show on a cassette recorder, and I would do the news, the weather, the sports, interview Wayne Gretzky, all this fake stuff. I'd have to be, multiple personalities. And whenever I had a band, the band was always called High Valley. And then I'd
Oh,
sing the
cool.
song and say that was High Valley. So that's always been. My cousin was my role model, and he had a bluegrass band called the Dry River Boys.
Okay.
And because they were Dry River, I wanted something similar. So that's how I created High Valley. But after High Valley, there was a moment in like the year 2003 where our drummer at the time lobbied for us to change our name to Three Chord Strand, and we never did. But that was a thought.
Well, I think you made the right decision, eh? It's worked out for you pretty well over the years.
Thanks.
And again, here with Brad from High Valley, new EP, Small Town Something, out this Friday, February 2nd. Brad, thank you so much for your time, bud. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, and hopefully we get to see you on this tour. Great chatting with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Brad.
Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.